Hinduism, the religion of India. Essential question: how did the religion of Hinduism develop many deities? So the first thing that we're going to do is define what Hinduism is. Hindus believe that every living thing has a soul, and this includes animals. And these souls come from the creator, Brahman. They believe that people's souls live on after death, and that all living things can be reborn. This is called reincarnation, and we'll talk more about this. Hinduism is the traditional religion of India. It is a combination of Aryan and Dravidian and other Indian cultures and traditions. Hinduism has no single founder, but was influenced by the Vedas and other scriptures. The world's oldest religion, Hinduism, is practiced by nearly 1 billion people who live almost exclusively on the subcontinent of India. Hinduism teaches that there is one universal spirit called Brahman, but Hindus seldom worship Brahman directly. They instead worship Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, three gods that are different forms of Brahman. Now we're going to look at the many deities in Hindu religion. These are the main Hindu gods and goddesses. You have Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. On this side, you have the Hindu Trinity. Remember, we talked that these three are kind of what make up the main god, Brahma. Now we have female aspects: Saraswati, goddess of knowledge; Lakshmi, goddess of wealth and prosperity; and Parvati, which is the divine mother. And if you go down some more, you can see some other popular Hindu gods. So they believe that there's one supreme God, and the roles of all the other deities is to be part of the one universal God. Like I said before, the important deities are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. So we are going to talk about reincarnation. The Hindus believe that the soul went through a series of rebirths as it strived to obtain a oneness with the universal spirit, or Brahman. They believed that when a person died, they would be reborn again, living many lives until they perfected themselves. This state of perfection was called moksha, which is Moksha. They believed that how a person lived their current life would determine the form they would take in the next life. If they lived a good life and fulfilled all their dharmas or duties, they might be born into a higher varna or class in the next life. If they lived poorly, they might be born into a lower life or even a lower life form such as a beetle or a snake. When one obtained the state of moksha, their cycle or rebirth after rebirth would finally stop, and they would live in eternal happiness at oneness with the Brahman Nirguna. Now, the idea of karma, and karma comes from an Indo-European word meaning to make or to do. The idea of karma in Hinduism was that whenever you did anything, it affected your future life. Compare this to the Zen Buddhist ideas in China, and especially your reincarnation. According to Hindu ideas of karma, if you did something good, especially something for other people, you got good karma, and this would help you in the future. On the other hand, if you did something bad, you would get bad karma, or maybe when you fell down, you would scrape your knee. Americans sometimes call this what comes around goes around. And like I said before, the rebirth cycle is repeated until you kind of become perfect. And then you are reunited, or you become one with Brahma, or the main god. Now, the paths that you would take to get to God, they were individual, and that's because a lot of it is linked to your job, which is linked to the caste system. So if you were born into a certain caste system, that means you had a specific job, you had specific duties in life, and you must carry this out faithfully to find your way to God. There's also two other things that led to God. One was meditation, which is making the mind calm. And if you've practiced mindfulness in your religion classes, you know what I'm talking about. It's making your mind calm and clear. And yoga, which is a form of exercise, and what you eat as well. These are the ways to get closer to God. Please make sure that you take down your notes. You read the section in the book, and I'll check your notes tomorrow. Please have them out for me when you guys first come in. Have a good night.